welcome back to CM's Garage. We're back in the garage with the 1968 Beetle Herbie conversion. In my last video, I showed you how I installed my non-working Sapphire 1 radio. I went ahead and bought another Sapphire that I'll show you here in a second off eBay. That one doesn't work either. So right now, what we're doing is I went ahead and bought this magnetic Bluetooth speaker that just goes under the dash, and it's got really great sound. So that's good enough for our music. But I at least wanted this thing to illuminate. So I was able to hook it up to 12 volts on the illumination circuit because it's completely separate from the radio power. There's actually two different positive wires. So I'm gonna flip the lights off and we'll show you how that works. I've got an LED bulb in there, so it's nice and bright. So let's go ahead and kill the lights and I'll show you how this looks. All right, so we've got our lights on, and that has to be on because I have the positive wire. So it's wired into the same circuit that comes off the switch that provides power to the speedometer. And that's 12 volt LED. And if I flip the lights off, it goes off, and I can switch it off with the actual radio switch too. And I don't see any issue with running the illumination with 12 volt. I mean, it's really just a wire to a light bulb as long as the bulb is 12 volt. I don't see why the switch can't handle 12 volts from the research I've done. So I haven't had any issues with it. I'll keep an eye on it, of course, but there you go. I think it's nice and clear with that LED. So I've got the other radio on the bench. I'll go ahead and we'll set that up the same way with a 12 volt battery. And I'll show you the difference between 6 volt illumination with a 6 volt bulb on a 6 volt battery and then the 12 volt LED. So let's head up to the workbench. Okay, so this is the other Sapphire I picked up on eBay, fairly cheap, just to see if it would work. What the heck? It doesn't, of course. For what I've heard and the research I've done, it's very rare to find one of these that works. So I wanted to get the illumination working. I think that at least looks cool, and illumination works on both these radios. It's very simple. You've got your positive wire coming in, and it pretty much just goes straight to the switch and into the socket for the light bulbs. Before I go ahead and remove this, let me show you, while I have a 12 volt LED in here, the same setup as I have in the car that I just showed you, I've got a 12 volt battery over here. So we're gonna hook this up and we're gonna do a little compare. So this is 12 volt LED illumination. Check that out. That's so bright. So that's your 12 volt LED. Now let's go ahead, and what we're gonna do is switch to 6 volt with the original 6 volt battery. All right, I've got the front of this Sapphire off, so I'm gonna point to where the bulb is. So you can see down in here, this is the socket, and then you have the 12 volt LED right there. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna swap that out. It's gonna be kind of hard to see on camera. It's a little hard to get to. You just have to use some needle nose pliers to twist that bulb out. We'll put the 6 volt bulb back in. All right, here you go. That's the 6 volt bulb. Let's put the front back on, and I will hook it up to 6 volts. Let's do a little compare, see how that looks. That's your 6 volts. Not too bad, looks pretty good. It's got more of just a regular white color. The LEDs that I got, I couldn't seem to find just a standard one. I had to get more of a yellow, but I think that gives it kind of an antique-y look, the yellow. I think it looks pretty cool. But yeah, the 6 volt is surprisingly bright. It doesn't look as bright in person as it does on the camera, to be perfectly honest. So this isn't really a good compare and contrast indication, but there you go. There's the difference. Yeah, so just to be clear, this is a 1968 12 volt car. So if you've got a 6 volt car, you're just gonna hook it up like normal. Obviously you'll have your 6 volt illumination, no reason to do that. The main reason I was doing this, because it's a 12 volt car, and in order to make that illumination work, I had to swap it out to a 12 volt bulb, and why not put a 12 volt LED in there? So there you go. That's the compare and contrast on the 6 volt to 12 volt illumination. All right, so you can see the back of the light switch here, and this back wire with the gray and the red line on it is the light switched power to the illumination for the speedometer. So I am just gonna go ahead and we're gonna put in a double connector, electrical connector here, onto the light switch, so I can have one wire connecting to go to the speedometer, and then this part will be connecting to go to my radio. Okay, now I've got the connector on. You can see now we've got an extra tab for the radio illumination.
You pick the turn, you pick the payment.
Get that big okay.
Beneficial Finance Company. There are 8 beneficial offices within the sound of my splendid voice. One is located at 2177 and 1/2 Seneca Street in Buffalo, also in Jamestown, and in Hornell. Loans by mail, too. See the white pages. Yes, the white pages of your phone book under Beneficial. Beneficial Finance Company. 30 degrees in Buffalo, New York. We've been in touch with the airline, and they informed me something I wasn't aware of.
All right, well, thanks for coming back to CM's Garage. I will put a link down in the description for the LED bulbs and also the magnetic Bluetooth speaker that works really well in here. Pretty much out of sight, just connects really easily and goes underneath the dash. Is held on by magnets. They're super strong. So that's our audio setup. Thanks for watching.